Hi students, welcome to Module 2. Sorry for the background noise. My daughter will not take a nap today, so I'm sure some of you know what that's like. Alright, I wanted to touch on a couple things about the discussion forums. Last week in your feedback, I had a very generic message just saying that your score is very lenient this week, make sure you see the rubric. And I don't know that all of you know how to get to that rubric, so I wanted to show you that. But first of all, for every discussion post, just a general, some general ideas here. Make sure you're answering all of the question prompts. So that means if there's several questions, you're answering all of them. Make sure that your replies are substantial. And I don't have a word count or word limit that's required for replies, but I do request that they engage in some kind of conversation. So if you were in a room with someone having this discussion, you probably wouldn't say, "I agree," and walk away, right? You would expound on that. You would tell them why you agree or why you disagree. So use that thought as you complete your replies. And then lastly, your first post should always include a source. Many of you included a source this week, which is great because I didn't mention that ahead of time. My fault. I had entered a discussion post and it didn't show up, and anyway, my fault. You did not get deducted for that this week. But going forward, I want you to make sure that you pay attention to citing your source. It does need to be in APA format. If you're completely unfamiliar with that, or maybe you're just not sure what that looks like, check out your resources tab. There's tons of great APA citation help out there. Rasmussen has an awesome APA guide. If you haven't used that before and you don't know where to find it, let me know. But let's check out the grading rubric. So I'll go over to our course page. To get there, I need to show you a student view. So let's load this up for a second. There we go. Now I'm acting as a student. So when I hit Module 1 and I go to the Module 1 assignment for the discussion, up here at the top, all I need to do is click on grading information. This will show me all of my posts. Now you're seeing that there are no accessible items. That's because as a student I don't have any posts here. But your post will show up here. And on the right hand side you'll see your grade. Again, there's no grade for me because I'm not technically a student. But this box is where you find the rubric. So you open that up and it shows you exactly how many points you'll get for meeting all of these criteria. So I'll let you take a look at that on your own. All of your rubrics will be the same for modules 1 through 10. So they're very generic. All it's asking is that you have a well-informed post, that you're using facts, because this is a science course. So even if you're asked to give an opinion, you have to back it up with facts. And then you need to have a substantial reply and references that are using APA format for your citation. So at least one reference, that's all that I'm asking. One more note on that, you might not have ever had a course that requires a reference in a discussion post before, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Depending on what kind of course you're taking, a discussion post might be completely opinion. That's fine, but for this course, this is a science course. Science is fact-based, right? We need to back up our opinions with facts, and that's why I have that requirement. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Let's take a look at your case studies this week. So your case studies are going to be in a written format, and I want you to answer it like a worksheet, but it's not an essay, so don't take the questions out. Leave the questions as they are, just write your answer right underneath. I would appreciate if you do use a different color font for your answers for two reasons. One, it helps you to realize if you have skipped any questions, and then two, it makes it much faster to grade so that you can get your grades back faster. So that helps me and it helps you. Sources are required. There's two ways you can do this. You can cite your source directly under your answer, and that's fine. Or you could put a list of sources at the end of the document. Whichever you choose makes no difference to me. As long as those are cited and they're in APA format, we're good. So let me show an example of that before we wrap up here. Alright, so here's your case study. You'll notice that everything is as is, right? The questions are still here, but the answers are written in red underneath. I'll scroll through this quickly just so you get an idea of how much detail is expected. Some of these questions are pretty lengthy. You know, it does require some research, and you do need to use some medical terminology to answer this. In general, sorry about that, in general, a paragraph is a good answer. There are some questions like, what is the diagnosis? Well, that's a pretty simple answer. One sentence is going to do it there. So this is just meant to give you an overview of what is expected. I'll just scroll through it quickly. If you prefer to put your your resources at the end of each answer, you could do that right here. So it could be like author's last name, and then first initial, you know how this works, and so forth. You could put that there, or if you prefer, you can go all the way down to the bottom of your document. So after the very last question, and then put a list of your references here and list them underneath. So up to you. Doesn't matter to me. You just do what you prefer, and as long as those sources are cited and every question is answered correctly, you'll get the full points. If you have questions about anything this week, let me know. I'm happy to help. And once again, sorry for the background noise. It won't continue. But today it just didn't work out, and I wanted to get this information to you right away. So let me know if you have questions. I'll talk soon. Bye.